Hi, I'm Carcino.
Oh, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
No one knows Carcino and none of these.
There's so much going on in the world, and I'm just giving my 2 cents on it.
You go in and do a raid at someone's house, but you don't have an arrest warrant for them.
Oh man, Tayshaun Prince said something amazing when he was speaking about the Pistons and Kobe and Shaq. Right before they went out to go play, the Lakers, right? And they had game one and all this stuff getting ready to come up. They're getting ready for the NBA Finals. Joe Dumars had Isaiah Thomas and some of the bad boy Pistons in there to talk to him. So Isaiah told him, he said, I'm not even worried about game one. Y'all gonna win game one. Let's talk about game two. Because one, they never seen anything like you. Y'all are too much for them. And they've never seen anything like it. So game two, that's where the series is going to start. And from that mental focus, telling them what to expect, the pressures, don't do this, don't go here, don't get too, stay in the moment until it's over. Lock in on assignments, make sure everybody is, getting proper rest. You're going to need it. It's going to be a lot of media. It's going to be a lot of distractions from your normal. So these things are very essential when it comes to winning basketball. You hear Gilbert Arenas speak a lot on scoring, and I put up 40, I put up 30 on him, I put up 25, I put up, I put up about at least, I've averaged at least 40 on him. It's like, Gil, one thing you keep missing the point. And this is where Isaiah and myself and what we keep reiterating over and over again. It's like, look, man, here's the news. It's not about how many points you score. It's not about how many your guy who's guarding you, how you took advantage of him. It's about wins and losses. And when you tried to explain to me about winning and losing and how could you win on the Wizards, I was on the Wizards. What could I do? The reason that is the poor mindset. Do you know Chris Webber won everywhere he was at? And he was on the Washington Bullets, which was the Wizards. He was on the Sacramento Kings, which was when he was there, they were in the pits. Like every team he was on was not considered to be a winner when they had him. And he turned them into winning seasons. That's a winner. That's somebody who's playing above what they're supposed to be doing. Now, you've had a lot of talent, a lot of guys who was on that team that was looking for a leader. They was looking for someone to step up, not just lead them in points. And that's one thing that your team was missing. Now, unfortunately for you, you didn't rehab well from your knee injury, and that was pretty much it. What made you exceptional was taken away. But you could have had a longer career in the NBA had you fell back on your other tools, had you cared to learn how to be a great teammate. And those are the things I think Gil was missing out of these points. Tay brought up some very interesting things. And I just said that from a basketball perspective, that is a key factor. There's a lot of guys that played in the league 15 years plus just because they were a great teammate. And you didn't even possess a lot of the things that they had as far as talent. You was probably way more far talented than these guys. But we've seen a lot of scores come in this league. A lot of them aren't remembered. And they put up points. They were scores. They could light it up. But to say, like, to discredit what the Pistons accomplished in their era, to disrespect the game of the 90s and 80s, to promote this crop of basketball when there are two different type of games being played due to the rules that have been enforced into the game to try to change it to make it more television friendly for the consumer. And the consumers are telling you that's not what we want to see. So when they wanted to go more television friendly, this is what we ended up with. Now, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm just saying it's a thing. It's a reality that we're faced with. Wasn't my fault. I didn't put it in place. We all got to figure out a way to get things done, get it fixed, get it corrected. That's the nature of what we do. Now, what we can't do is sit around pointing fingers at people. I think that's where the bigger problem comes in at. When we sitting around pointing fingers, it was you, no man, it was you, that was you who did that. Oh no, I don't know why you did that. No accountability anymore. And that's what this new game is about. It ain't my fault. And those teams who are not sold in, they don't win. It is crazy. I have no idea what these people are going to say when it's all said and done. But when I tell you that these people that's in the game today does not have any concerns, any care, and they just have one goal in mind, and that goal is, I want to take you down. That's it. Kobe Bryant had to learn to become a leader in the locker room and off of it. Now, a lot of people respected Kobe, but Kobe would get off the rails at times. But he had to learn. He only knew how to operate one way. And that was the way he was taught. And he came up from a realm of men, and this is what it is, hardcore. You know, it's like, this is what it is. You either had to swim or burn or drown or whatever. That was his way. So when he was a leader by example. I'm going to show you. This is what I'm doing, and this is what I expect from you. That's how Kobe was able to lead. He was a leader by example. Now, when you see people like Gilbert Arenas, it was not that. That was something entirely different. Gilbert Arenas' approach to the game was, I'm going to work hard. I don't care what you do. And he'll go kick it with you. We're going to have a blast. But then you lose. And then it didn't seem to bother him that they lost. Where losing would bother Kobe Bryant. I'll tell you a story. The Lakers had lost back-to-back games for the first time, and I didn't know how long. They had just won 3 NBA championships and just lost I think they were in that season where they were going through all this anguish or whatever. They was 3 championships in. And I think they were going for the 4th or something. And this happened. And Kobe was upset that they lost. He couldn't deal with it at all. He was pissed. And he just sat there in disbelief. But anyway, Kobe got like 3 NBA championships, and he's like not even 25. Or he's just 25, 24, 25. He's got 3 NBA championships. And he is pissed that they lost 2 games in a row. Like back-to-back games. It really bothered him. Hated to lose. Losing didn't sit well with him. Where with Gil, it was more of a difference. So the thing that Kobe had to learn is that you can't motivate everyone the same way. He had more of a military approach of everybody in here has got to be the same as me, or you're just going to fall out the pack. Until we get more people that understand the way I lead and understand the way I lead can come in here. And the more you get those people around, the more you have success. And that's how he looked at it. Like, I'm a drill sergeant. And I got to make y'all tougher. I got to toughen y'all up. But the only approach he knew was one way. Fire. But as he got older, he realized I can't do it that way with everybody. Some people just shut down. And then we're stuck with a shutdown person that I can't get anything out of now. He used to give me at least 4 or 5 points. Now he's getting me 1 point, 2 points a game. He used to try to play a little defense, Now he's just scared to come in the game. He's scared to do anything or attempt because he's thinking he's going to get chewed out. He's just a shell of himself now. Now you've wrecked this person. Some people you could tell, like, yo, man, get on that mother and do what you got to do. Other people you got to say, hey, man, why don't we try this? You know, like, you got to, there's certain tones of, or the ways you speak to people to get people to react. If I was coaching Gilbert Arenas, it would be simple for me to get him to buy into the team. All I would have to do is challenge him. Say, I knew you couldn't be a leader when we brought you over here. You don't have leadership qualities. You're not the kind of guy to come in and do the X, Y, and Z. I knew you couldn't do it. But they believed in you. The players believed in you. They like you for some reason. That's why you're here, but you're not a leader. I would challenge him and dare him. And in his quest to just prove me wrong, he would have done it. He would have conformed. He would have changed everything. The Pistons and those guys in the 80s and 90s, you were playing with men. Okay? A lot of them, if not all of them, were married in like college. You know, they got married like right after college. 1 year, 2 years in the pro, and they married. They've been with their wives coming into the league. These people were grown men, taking care of their families, everything. These weren't like teenage boys in the NBA. These were grown men. And the way they carried themselves was with a lot more maturity than you see today. It's a lot of adolescence in the game. And it's growing curves. And they didn't have the millions of sponsors that everybody got now. So it wasn't a lot of internet distraction, wasn't any internet. All they had was media, and they could go and live their lives in private and nobody know any of their business. That's kind of what we're missing. We need to get back to those moments because those moments were golden. All right, we need to find a way to hold that sacred because we're falling. We missed that golden era where the NBA used to be something elite to get to. Now you could feel like anybody could score 20 in college and make it to the league. It's just like, and then they're gonna flush out half of these players, if not 75% of them are gonna be out of the league. And then the turnover ratio is not gonna be that great, and you're gonna be stuck with mediocre players who are not superstars. A lot of mediocrity and sloppiness to the game. And they just made it a three-point shooting fest. And we just got a rave for three-point shooters. Then someone say blame Steph Curry. Steph Curry is not a three-point shooter. He's a scoring machine. That guy can score. If the three ain't dropping, Steph can cross you over, get to the rim. He's going to run through picks and everything else. He can shoot the three. He can shoot the two. He can shoot free throws. He can shoot all over the place. But he can score as well. He can finish at the rim. He can do things on a basketball court that makes him an elite basketball player, not just a three-point shooter. Three-point shooter, you bring him in just for that. He's good at doing that. But he's not really good shooting on the wing, the elbow, everything. But for the three, yeah, he'll nail that all day. So it's just a way we do things that we need to get back to. We need to get back to that element of the game. So this is not a Gilbert Arenas diss video. It's just pointing out some facts and the differences of the game that he just omits when he tells his stories and just act like they're all playing the same game because they're dribbling a basketball. It's light years apart. Even from when Kobe was playing and when the Detroit Pistons were playing the game was slightly different. It was slightly different, but not unrecognizable. Now, from Kobe to this LeBron Golden State era, this game has become very unrecognizable. You've dissolved the power forward. You removed the centers. You made it a positionless game that everybody is trying to chuck up threes and no one wants to play in the paint, trying to score post games. It's how do you got people in coaching basketball. How do you coach them for this? It's a running down league. And they've tweaked it to the point where they tweaked it too much and the bolt then fell off. They need to get back to fine-tuning this game they've already damaged the fabric of it, but they've really got to do some work. Anyway, shouts out to Kwame Brown, Bus Life, Ticket TV, The Dreamers Pro. Welcome to HDII TV, Jag Sports with Jose Rodriguez, and I'm out the door.